Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Saturday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location, beautiful New Jersey. Cross continent to the Michael J. Fox studios in Beverly Hills, California. It is Scotty of Sirius XM Liquid Metal, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils strike against the Tampa Bay Lightning, beating them in a victorious fashion, 5-3, despite what I accidentally typed, fat fingers on the copy. It says 6-3. I know. Oh my goodness, conspiracies are coming because of the predictions, because oh my goodness, actually predicted the score correctly, thinking that I'm being spiteful because I predicted 5-4, but it was really 5-3, but somehow the copy says 6-3, which I'll correct along the way. I'll just correct along the way. You know.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was nothing malicious there. That's what you're trying to say.
No malicious intent. We don't do that to each other.
Okay.
Unless I'm really trying to prove a point, but that was by accident. I mean, I can blame you, Scotty. We were working our technical difficulties, but that had nothing to do
you could. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
That's something that can be put out there as well. That's fine. That's fine. So hello to everyone on the old YouTube Live. How's it going? We got ourselves a Devils victory in Game 2. That's making for a fun Saturday night and a really good game as well, played by your New Jersey Devils. Let's get in there. Who we got there? Ted, what's up? Dubs, AJ, oh my goodness, Selecta, Eric, the South Fork Sasquatch, Michael Rossi, Eddie, Matt Freudenberger, Corbin, Stephen Angle. Man, we got everyone joining in over here. What's up? We got a Devils victory. Game number 2. Also on the road down there in Tampa Bay. And as we've heard, they ended off. What were we talking about before the season starts? Staying healthy. Now we're down Kovacevic. We knew about that, but now Stefan Nason goes out. And now Danilov gets a broken hand. There's a fracture. They didn't think there was, but turns out, oh yeah, well, there is a little fracture over there. So the injury bug already somehow has struck the New Jersey Devils. Let's hope it doesn't continue and that Danilov isn't out long term, because that would not be good. That would not be good. So Zach McEwen, who we recently traded Big Mac for from Ottawa, he gets his first attempt to get into the lineup, and I will say he didn't do that bad. Didn't play a whole lot, but still didn't do that bad out there. Anyway, the game starts out, and it was chippy with the Tampa Bay Lightning. I almost said the Canes. The Tampa Bay Lightning coming at the New Jersey Devils. Krauser. How do you say his name? Crozier. I don't know. Crozier. He put a big hit on Nico Hischier early in this game, and I liked seeing that. It was a clean hit. We'll talk about the other one to Timo a little bit later in the first period. But I like seeing that because we know Nico has been putting on the muscle in the offseason, and he absorbed that hit. And I think Crozier is the one who actually got the worst of it, because he went down to the ice, but immediately Timo Meier steps in there and he says, hey, you can't do that to my captain, even though he kind of knocked you on your ass. And a scrum ensues. And that was kind of the theme of the first period. A little feisty, a little chippy. Little pushing, little shoving, little face watching, little fisticuff action. Not gloves dropped, but either way. There was another scrum right in front of Vasilevsky. Nico goes, and it was funny too. Nico, as soon as that happened, Crozier was right there, and if you watch the replay, Nico goes right after him and gives him a cross check on the hip. So good for the captain. I think you know what? I think we might see Nico drop the gloves a couple times this year too. I like this bulked up Nico Hischier. I gotta tell you, I'm a big fan already. Devils get a power play. Ugh, not looking good on the power play so far this year. Zone entries were definitely a problem, especially in the first period. And honestly, the best chances the Lightning got through most of the evening were when they were shorthanded. When the Devils were on the power play. The Devils did get one good chance. Nico Hischier getting set up by Jack Hughes right in the slot there at the end, but stopped by Vasilevsky. Gritsuk had some good opportunities there in the first period. He ripped one that was like off the shoulder neck area of Vasilevsky, and then he ripped another on a partial break that Vasi like kicked out, and the puck just did a little jump over Luke Hughes' stick, who was cutting in trying to get that rebound. Yeah! So close right there, but it was not to be. But do not worry, because the man who we were hoping would get on the scoreboard early and often has broken through. And it's with that line of Nico Hischier, Timo Meier, and Dawson Mercer. They were all over it in the first period. Like I said, roughing it up, mucking it up, having a good time. But Timo Meier, as everyone's crashing around the net, Nico Hischier gets a shot on goal. There's a rebound. It's Timo time, everybody. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me goals from Timo Meier. Ooh, yeah. Number 1 on the year. Nico gets the primary, his first, and Dawson Mercer, old DM, gets his first assist of the year. Devils in front. 1-0 right there. And it's not too long later. That was at 8:30 of the first. At 10:17, Connor Brown gets a goal. And this one, Gritsuk, man, he is sneaking up the wing all by himself. And he lets, like one of those shot passes. I know it was a pass, but it was like a rocket pass. Remember Peyton Manning? I got my rocket laser arm. Well, Gritsuk apparently has one for putting passes right on the tape to Connor Brown, who just redirects it top shelf. Oh, was that pretty? That'll be on the highlight reels later on this evening. Connor Brown gets his first from Gritsuk, his first assist, first point in the NHL, coming in his second game. I like it. At 10:17, and Luke Hughes gets his first of 2 points on the day. He gets the secondary assist right there. His third of the year already. So that was a pretty one. And then it happened with Crozer, where he threw an elbow at Timo Meier. And didn't like seeing that. Like the shoulder hit on Nico early. Get everyone all riled up. That's cool. Didn't like the elbow flare. Didn't like that too much. Hey, Zach McEwen, look, you're in the lineup. Maybe, throw a hit or two. Just saying. Brendan Dillon, though, as it happened on the ice when the play did come to a halt, was looking enraged at Crozer for a good portion of time there when a scrum did ensue at the whistle. So the Devils go on the power play. However, they don't score. But it's not too long after that power play that Nico Hischier, your captain, the Incredible Hulk, the Swiss Hulk, the Swiss Super. Oh, he could be the Swiss Superman, like Claudio. Maybe he can be that. Well, we'll see. We'll have to come up with a good thing for Nico Hischier. But he gets his first goal of the year. And which one was this? Oh, this was the wraparound. So this is Nico just playing hard. Just playing hard right here. Timo Meier and Luke Hughes. Luke, 4 points already on the season. In only his second game, by the way. But this was Nico Hischier just hustling and working hard. At 13:48 of the first period, to put the Devils up 3-0. He wraps around. Okay, ready for this? Ready for this now? Okay, so he wraps it around, puts a shot on net. Vasilevsky, I think it deflects off his sticks, or he deflects it out. And guess who just happens to be there for a moment of instant karma? Why, it's Crozer, who just came out of the penalty box for throwing that elbow at Timo Meyer's chin. And what happened? It deflected off of his shin pad right into the back of the net. So he tries to throw the big hit on Nico earlier, throws the elbow, then he gets called on, and then he deflects an own goal. That is instant karma. And the fact that Nico Hischier is the one getting credited for the goal and Timo Meyer's getting the primary assist, that's a little dose of karma that every Devils fan should love. Nico's looking so much tougher right there, and just love seeing it. Markstrom, big save on a short-handed break, and the Devils end this period 3-0. And if I told you the New Jersey Devils had 3 goals in a period, and they also had 3 power plays, I bet you would be expecting 2 or 3 of those goals to be scored on said power plays. Well, guess what? All 3 5-on-5. Now let's hope this is not the trend for this year, that we can't score on the power play and we only score 5-on-5. We want a little mix of both, guys. Just saying, just a little mix of both right there. But yeah, Tampa Bay, their best chances were shorthanded. In the first period, the Devils outshot Tampa Bay 14-2. Domination. That's our first Pantera domination reference right there on the season. Second period, now Tampa Bay comes out and they play a lot better. They get 2 goals in the second period. Yanni Gourde, I think this was the 5th shot of the game for Tampa Bay. Gourde gets his first, and this one, Simone Nemitz maybe pinching a little bit too much on the other end of the ice, creating the odd man opportunity the other way, and then unable to get back in time. Very few possess the Luke Hughes super skating abilities, where they're just like on turbo stick the entire time, and they could do that back and forth down the ice. A little bit too much of the pitch on the offensive side causes the odd man rush the other way. Gourde gets it. Like we said on their, I think it was their 5th, it might have been their 4th shot. Max will have to fact check me on that one. It was either their 4th or 5th shot of the game. So now it's 3-1. Luke took an odd delay a game, but the Devils penalty kill did good. Nico, huge block at the point. They killed that off. Then Hagel put one off the crossbar after a bad bounce turnover. But then Tampa Bay gets another goal. And this was after the Devils had a power play. So now you got the PP2 unit out there for a long shift. And as whomever was coming out of the box, the Tampa Bay Lightning now get the Devils pinned in. I think Bryce Salvador said that Dougie Hamilton had it was like a minute 42 shift there when Tampa Bay scored this goal. They just kept, the Devils pinned in. They couldn't get it out. Timo broke his stick blocking a shot. So now you got one guy without a stick and a lot of tired players out there. And it was almost like a power play immediately for the Lightning right after. And eventually McDonough gets a lane and he lets a blast go. Markstrom is screened in front as well. So Tampa Bay now at 3-2. Near the end of the period, Yanni Gourde tried to catch one and throw one. A little backhand Magic Johnson action going on there. That one was waved off. So sorry, Yanni. Good try, though. I give you points for the effort. Really. I'm totally fine. If you got away with it, I'd be like, damn. I don't know how it happened in the world of instant replay and all that sort of stuff, but either way, you would have to give him some props. So third period, and this is odd because we know the Devils usually start slow and have that awesome second period. This was the other way, where the Devils came out hot in the first, and then Tampa Bay swung back, but the Devils come out in the third period, and they are able to give themselves a little bit of cushion. Short-handed, we get a breakaway from Jesper Bratt, unassisted, to put the Devils up 4-2 at 4:48 of the third period. Jesper Bratt is one of the greatest sixth-round picks in the history of the NHL at this point. The dude can do no wrong, and this is exactly what the Devils needed. Coming off of a second period that saw Tampa Bay tilt the ice a little bit, come out in the third while shorthanded nonetheless. Breakaway, don't waste anything. Put one of those Jesper Bratt moves on Vasilevsky. I mean, hey, that's a future Hall of Fame goaltender right there. And he put it by him. 4-2. New Jersey Devils at 4:48 of the third period. And then a little icing on top. Connor Brown gets his second goal of the game. This one coming from, that's right, Gritsuk. Gets his first and second point along with Simone Nemitz getting an assist as well. And this was, he takes this drop pass from Grits. That's right. And Connor Brown somehow soccers it to himself. Gritsuk and Connor Brown, they're coming into the zone. They're kind of doing a little crisscross action. Gritsuk drops it. Connor Brown soccers it to himself. And he goes out on this wide, sharp angle and throws the puck at the net. One that you would think almost 100 out of 100 times Vasilevsky is going to stop, like we just said, future Hall of Fame goaltender, but it found its way through at 6:29 of the third period to give the Devils that extra cushion. Killer instinct. Remember we would talk about that all the time? The Devils would always leave teams in it. This is what I'm talking about. You got the 4-2, now you put it at 5-2. Because you know what? Radish did get a goal at 16-17 late in the game again. Ooh, just like the Canes game where they gave up the 3 goals in like the last 5 minutes. So at 16-17, Radish does get one to make it 5-3. If this was 4-3, that's a different story. But you gave yourself that extra cushion. 5-3, okay. You're obviously still concerned you're playing a game, but you feel a lot better about it instead of 4-3. Obviously, Tampa Bay pulls the goaltender, but Jacob Markstrom and the New Jersey Devils shut the door on the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they get their first victory of the season. 5-3 down there in Tampa. Let's check out the shots on goal. We got to get to the old, where's the team? Hey, team stats. There we are. Shots on goal for the Devils, 29. The Tampa Bay Lightning, only 17. Hits, we talked about it. This is a physical game. Devils, 27. Tampa Bay, 25. Devils were dominating in the dot. They won 59% to 40. That's 35 face-off wins for the Devils to Tampa Bay's 24. Devils were still the offer on the power play. There is the power outage going on right now, but we got 5 on. No, we didn't actually. One was shorthanded. So 4 or 5 on 5-on-5 goals. 4 5-on-5 goals, 1 shorthanded goal right there. Devils shut out the Lightning there on the penalty kill. So like seeing that. 3 penalties for the Devils, 4 for the Lightning. 24 block shots for the Devils. Hey, look at this. Only 14 giveaways. That's a lot better than the 28 in the first game against the Carolina Hurricanes. So let's hear what you have to say about this. Let's bring in the legendary hockey podcast producer. All of a sudden, I can't talk. Hockey podcast producer who never takes a shift off. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's Sam by God Woo with his Jimmy Kimmel, Conan O'Brien, David Letterman, Johnny Carson, pick your favorite talk show host, microphone over there. There it is. I like this new setup, Sam Woo, I got to say.
You do?
We need to get you a whole Tonight Show, kind of like a big desk, we need to get you a sidekick. Just sit on the couch next to you, like an Ed McMahon or an Andy Richter.
Mrs. Woo can sit on the couch right next to me.
Well, we know what's going to happen. In that situation, Mrs. Wu is that, she's going to take over, and then you're going to be the sidekick in that situation there. So
Probably.
Well, Sam Woo, what say you about this game? I see we got a lot of people chiming in here on YouTube, but I want to know what you thought of everything.
Relief. What I loved about this game, and I feel like that they were listening to Devils After Dark after the Carolina game, because I voiced my opinion the last 48 hours how I did not like how they finished that game against Carolina. What happened? You've got a beefed up Tampa Bay Lightning team. It's a copycat league. Suddenly they want to be the Florida Panthers on the west side of Florida. And the Devils responded back aggressively anytime Tampa tried to get them off their game in the beginning. There were scrums. Timo Meier was not having any of it. The Devils responded with some grit, with some aggressiveness, and on the scoreboard. And taking a 3-0 lead, they held Tampa to one shot in the first period, maybe two?
Yeah, they got their second one with like 30 seconds left to go in the first period.
Yeah. So that's a response after what happened in Carolina, because we were expecting much more. I was pumped up. You felt the energy. I saw Palat on the ice on that first line. Wow, I actually see him. He was invisible the first game, but at least I saw him. Connor Brown, he's on the score sheet, not once, but twice. He struck twice.
5-on-5.
Yes. Gritsik, he doesn't want to be on the fourth line. He's on the third line because of the injury to Danilov. Look at what that kid is doing. They're going hard to the net. Heck, Jack Hughes can learn from Gritsik how to do a drop pass without it getting intercepted, because that was awesome what he did with Connor Brown going into the zone. Taking the
and
puck.
Props to Connor Brown too for the little soccer kick to himself. That was pretty slick right there.
Oh yeah, Timo Meier was not having any of it. Nico Hischier, they were not having any of their shenanigans, and they're not getting bullied around. That's what I took out of this game. They were not going to take Tampa Bay's crap shenanigans. It was awesome in the first period. A statement right off the bat that what happened in Carolina, we're concentrating on Tampa right now. The Devils were unfazed. Second period, you kind of felt that the momentum was going Tampa's way. Tampa was just chipping away. The Devils survived that second period. That's okay. They went into the third period with the lead. But Jesper Bratt intercepting Kucherov's pass, which was a lazy pass, the anticipation, the speed down the way, and going against Vasilevsky, a world-class goaltender, Jesper Bratt, money. That was amazing. That was really just the Devils got the momentum back. And then the Devils were stretching the ice. Again, the fifth goal was Connor Brown's goal, right? The fifth goal? I forgot.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Getting
that second goal. And Don LaGreca is making his regular season debut. It was like, he was alluding to, you don't want to get into this like back and forth with the New Jersey Devils. You don't want to do that. So it just tells you how dangerous the Devils are. Dawson Mercer, I know he didn't get on the score sheet, but man.
No, he did.
He did? Okay. But his reach on that penalty kill, he is a disruptor. He looked really good at times defensively.
And who I forgot to mention, you just said defensively, who had a really solid game, especially in the first, Siegenthaler.
Yes.
He had that one block early in the game where he went down, and I think he got it with both, putting his hands together and like, boom, got it there. And then he broke up another 2-on-1 kind of rush. I think it was on one of the Devils' power plays. Like we said, they were giving up more offensive opportunities to Tampa Bay than they were getting on those first couple. But yeah, you made me think of Siegs there for a sec.
And even Nemitz, I mean, there were a couple plays. And look, he's still young. I'm going to give him a pass. but there was a couple.
Oh, really?
passes-
Because you weren't giving him a pass in our group chat there, Sam. The group chat Sam Woo and on the air podcast Sam Woo sometimes have a little bit slight different, explanations about things.
I'm Two-Face, okay? I'm a phony, all right? I freaking hate the guy. But he did have a good – I'm all just jokes. He did have a couple good breakups in the passing lanes, Nemitz, in the defensive zone. He did have a couple good ones because there were a couple guys that were ready to just snipe it, but he was able to track down the pass. But he does need to get back. That first goal, was it the first goal?
No, I know.
Yeah,
I'm just teasing.
I'm like, these guys they need
He pinched in too far.
And these guys need to get off the ice.
Hughes.
Yeah,
he's not Luke Hughes to be able to get back that when he got caught that far.
Yeah.
There was no way he was getting back. And I will say, Brendan Dillon did a good job going down. Like, actually, I think Dano and Bryce were talking about it. Like, he did everything right in that situation. It's just, they got to go. That was the Gord goal, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he pinched down. These guys need to get a change. It was in the second period, so they're on the far side. Like, that's
a good thing. That's a good thing right there that you gotta think about as well too. Second period doing that, you got the long change. That's something that you hope a young defenseman eventually, grows, and as they get the experience, they don't make those type of mistakes anymore. But in this situation, kind of led to a goal.
Well, that was my text message, but
we all saw your text message, Sam.
Yeah,
we all saw it in the group chat.
But my complaints about Nemitz is getting less and less and less in the group chat. It's not like last year it's about 15 times a game. Now it's about maybe once or twice at most.
Oh, man. All right. Let's see what we got going on here on the old YouTube page. Where was this style of play? Stephen Engel loved the poke checking and pressuring the guy with the puck. Yeah, I mean, man, Carolina just, for whatever reason, has our number. And we should mention this as well. I don't think the Devils have won in Tampa Bay since Sam Woo was at that game a couple of years ago. What did they say? Like 2023 is the last time.
Is that when they came back in the third period?
I think so. Yeah, I think you were there.
Really? Yeah.
And then I remember doing our show, and you were in the parking garage, I think, next door to the Emily Arena at that time. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to love the Benchmark International Arena.
Yeah. Here we go. Tom Dermody. Brad is the man. Love grits. Yeah, he was great. Michael Rossi, the last 3 minutes was pure chaos. A gutsy win. Top four solid lines. Is that the third line scoring? That's right, Corbin. I believe it is. Who would have thunk it?
See what happens when you take Palat off the third line? Good things happen.
Dubs, this is the way it should be. Ozone. The best defense is the puck in the offensive zone. They were winning battles all night, blocking shots. Beautiful to watch. Smart enough to play defense as well. Grits will be at least tried out in the top 6 before December. The South Fork Sasquatch is predicting. I wouldn't be shocked if something like that happens. Yeah. Tom McEwen did more than Big Mac in 2 years. Probably had more ice time than him. Yeah. Selecta, what's going on, dude? They had me worried in the second period. Yeah, I can see that, but you know what? They withstood it. And you didn't think Tampa Bay was just gonna roll over and die. Not only do you have future Hall of Famer like Vasilevsky in the net, and Kucherov, Victor Hedman there leading with John Cooper, like you knew they were gonna come out second period swinging, and they did. But the Devils were able to withstand that, and then in the third period, counter them, which was a beautiful thing to see. Ted had a 4-3 win, so even better. You got one better there. Selecta there. Oh, there you go. I see your comment now, but they turned it around in the third. Absolutely. Dubs, it's nice when you can score 5 on 5. I think that's been all the goals this year so far. Amazingly, we haven't scored on the power play. I don't know how that happened. How that's not happened yet, but, you know. Let's see. The first period was the best this team has played in a long time. Yeah. Matt Freudenberger, I 100% agree. Mainly, not only because of the 3 goals they scored, but what Sam Woo was talking about, where they just weren't taking it from anyone. And Timo Meyer and Nico Hischier were in multiple scrums in that first period. And the fact that they, combined for the first goal of the game there, and it happened. And then the other one where it ricochets off of Crozer's. I mean, that's just perfect.
They were definitely
Karma
not.
Right there.
They definitely were not neutral. They were the aggressors.
Yeah.
Those 2 Swiss.
Yeah. What a third period. That's how you win a hockey game. Yeah. Because when you're playing a team like Tampa Bay that's got that sort of firepower, they get one in there, even if they're 2 goals. Forget it. That goal is coming out early. And you're going to have to withstand that pressure. And this is not a bunch of young guys over there that don't have this experience. You're talking about fellas that know what they're doing with the biscuit. So it's not just in 2 seconds we get an empty net goal. You knew what you were going to. We all knew what the Devils were going to be facing there in that last, what was it, like 3 or 4 minutes? When John pulled after what they score 16-10, so yeah, like something like somewhere in the three and change when they pull Vasi.
Yeah, Devils need to be a little bit smarter with the delay of game penalties. I think Luke Hughes got one, but I don't fault him for that. But Markstrom,
that was I was like, how is that actually a delay of game? Because it like deflected off of his stick. I'm like, yeah. Shouldn't that I don't know. Yeah. I was a little confused by that. AJ Visco, Nico with the reverse hit. Yeah, that was so nice to see there. Palat looked good. The 4th line looked good. Yeah. Let's talk about the monster hit by Big Jackie Hughes, Supernova. What's up, buddy? Nice to see you. AJ Visco, totally different team from Thursday. And they got the making of being something special. Yeah, when they play like this. Full team effort. That's right, Corbin. Mike Rosenvig. Big win for the team. Yeah, the save percentage Supernova for Markey today was a little low. With Tampa Bay getting, what was it, like a whopping, I don't even know how many shots, but it wasn't a lot. Power play could look better. What can you say about the third? They really took this game tonight. And the effort in the last minute, that's the toughness you need to win, Eric. That's right. Kiss my grits. Hey, there's our buddy Serve. He's back too. Michael, hey. There's Brooke Brown grits. They're cooking. Oh, Brian, I can do anything. Don't worry about it. They played like Carolina tonight. One way or another, Sam Woo, if the Devils are going to go anywhere in the playoffs, guess who they're going to have to beat?
Carolina.
Yep. Pesci is going to be crippled by Thanksgiving. Pac-Chow. You know what? That dude is a shot-blocking monster. He was doing the same thing in Carolina as well. That other one, like in the Canes game that he took off of his back, like I thought he was going to have like a stinger for like the next like 2 weeks with that shot. It looked like it got him like right where the padding like just ended and like snuck in like the shoulder pad, like, oh man. Oh.
Pesci's only 2 games into the season. Wait till he gets there. I mean, he's already in playoff form.
Nico's okay. Apparently he was favoring the I didn't even notice that, Michael B. So we'll have to take a look at that. All right. We scored shorthanded. That's right, Selecta. McEwen is definitely a better skater than Big Mac.
Definitely.
And McEwen's actually he's a center too. And even though it's not a, hefty amount of face-offs that he's taken in his career, I sent Sam Woo, Beer Baron and Shorts guy, the stats are he's 50%. So looking on the positive side right here, but it ain't over yet because the Devils are now going to go up against the Columbus Blue Jackets on Monday, who is a team who a lot of people feel might be taking that step up. We know they didn't miss the playoffs by much last year, and I think they're the only team in the first 8 games that the Devils are playing that isn't against a playoff team from last year. But they were kind of right on the cusp. So it doesn't get any easier here for this team. On the road once again. You get a day off, and then right back to the ice madness. Ooh, yeah. Macho Man.
Right now, the Blue Jackets, the BJs, are leading the Wild 5-2. So they're not gonna be.
They look like an improved team. According to Selecta, they are in the friggin' good category. That's what their ranking is right now. They surpassed fudgin' good, and now they're in friggin' good.
And Panthers beating the Senators 6-2, going 3-0-0. That's the home opener that the Devils are going to be facing, the Florida Panthers.
Oh, boy. Like we said, it ain't no easy road for this New Jersey Devils team, but they're going to be on it, and we're going to be on it with them all season long. If you don't know, we do this after every single game. Any newbies out there, hello. Like, follow, subscribe on the YouTube page. This is the place where your opinion matters and your feedback is actually a part of the show. We don't just look at the comments and all right. No. We're live. We're reading. We're responding. So thank you to everyone out there who are always on after every game, and for all of you that may be joining in this season. We got a victory, baby.
I'm fired up for Monday. Monday and the home opener as well.
You know what, Sam Woo? Because it's a challenge too. This isn't like the Devils should beat them. This is a nice challenge for this team to come together as a team early on in the season. And hulked up Nico, don't call me the Hulk Heischer. Hulk and Heischer. I don't know. We'll come up with something at some point that works. But, man, he just looks like he's got another level this year.
I think Timo as well. Both Timo and Nico just elevating. Remember when they played the World Championships before Nico got hurt? Timo Meier and Nico Heischer they were on another level. And that's after losing to the Carolina Hurricanes and then joining their country, and they were on a different level. And we talked about that during the offseason, but that run that they had would translate into something good for the New Jersey Devils, and they've kept that intensity. They kept, and just the way they responded from what happened with Carolina, again, it puts, at least for the fan standpoint, puts our minds at ease. This is not the same old Devils. I mean, I used that on Thursday after dark, but right now, pretty impressive. Now, what are they going to do about Columbus? They got to continue that trend.
They got to just keep playing hard like this. And like we were just saying, this could be a great way for this team to bond together. And we're going to be talking about it again Monday night. We'll have Game Day Live here on the Let's Go Devils Podcast Network. And, of course, Devils After Dark afterwards. And the big show tomorrow, Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Wrapping everything up for the week and then starting off. What we got 3-4 more games next week? Woo, baby.
Yeah.
Devils hockey is back. We are in the win column, and we are feeling good beating those Tampa Bay Lightning 5-3.
Definitely. Well, I want to thank all those tuning in, dropping the podcast in about 20 minutes. Morning Woo tomorrow and the Sunday edition of the Let's Go Devils podcast, 9 p.m. Eastern. Till next time. Let's go, Devils.